Hello there, this is Kenny Jang from Big Click Syndicate, and today I'd like to share about Google Ad Grants. It's one of my favorite programs because it allows you to attract thousands of visitors to your nonprofit organization's website each and every month. Well, the first question you might have is, what is the Google Ad Grants program? You might not have heard about it before, but basically, it is an online advertising program that's made available to nonprofit organizations like yours to bring in targeted traffic across the internet back to your website so that you can offer up call to action and further engagement to your visitors. Best part about it is it's free for nonprofit organizations in the US. So, how do you get access to this program where nonprofits are eligible for up to $10,000 of ad budget each and every month? That's right, $10,000. Well, Google Ad Grants is the nonprofit edition of AdWords, Google's online advertising service, which reaches 90% of the internet users worldwide. Nonprofit organizations are able to receive up to $10,000 per month in ad budget on the AdWords advertising system each and every month on a rolling basis. That's $120,000 of ad budget a year, rolling on and on and on. Now, this allows you to advertise your mission and programs on Google and its network of advertising sites. Now, the important part here is that it also allows you to include ads for giving and donor development campaigns as well. Are you excited about this yet? The great part about it is that it's not just generic or mass advertising. It actually is targeted advertising. That means we are able to show ads only to people likely to want to know about you and your organization. For example, when people search on Google.com using one of your established keywords, your ad appears next to the results. If you recall, on any given Google search results page, you'll see ads across the top and the right-hand column of the page. That's where your ads can appear for users searching for various keyword phrases, and it's all free. When people search on Google.com using one of your established keywords, your ad appears next to those results, and not only on Google.com, when people visit websites or blogs attracting the same audience you want to target, those ads are showed by Google AdWords on those websites too. It is an amazing system. That means effectively you are advertising to an audience that is interested in what you have to offer, because those ads only show up on websites that feature topics that are related to what you are trying to do. The best part of it is, once you receive the visitors to your website, you are able to provide calls to action. That means you can engage visitors, work on increasing donations, collect email addresses for your house list so that you can go on and have permission-based conversations with them. Capturing visitor information is easy when you allow them to engage with your mission. That means you are encouraging them to donate to your mission, get information about your offerings, sign up for periodic newsletters and updates about what you're doing, and learn more about all the great things that you're doing that transform the world out there through your nonprofit. And lastly, download resources. Sometimes it's for donor advocacy. Other times it's for volunteer engagement and recruitment. Various things that you can do with this system. But how? How do Google Ad Grants benefit nonprofits? Well, let's go through a couple of scenarios. The first exciting benefit for nonprofit organizations is that it allows you to reach donors and volunteers at the moment that they're searching for you or things related to what your organization does and stand for. The next is, by offering ads across the internet on Google.com and other websites, you are effectively raising awareness for what your organization stands for through the ad impressions that are served up in this program. Next, you are able to bring donations across the internet back to your website. It is an amazing engine that you can build for donor development. You are able to also track newsletter signups by featuring ads, bringing people back to your site, offering them the call to action for the opt-in permission-based signups, and continuing the conversation. Volunteer registrations is another great thing that you can do with the ads for Google Ad Grants. And lastly, you have already invested in all the different pages and content already published on your website. Well, you can use Google Ad Grants to promote each and every page that you've already published on your site, bringing thousands of visitors literally each month back to your website. Hopefully, that means increased involvement, increased engagement, increased donor activity, and increased volunteerism for your organization. So who is eligible for Google Grants? You must be excited to learn about this portion of the program. Well, first, you need to be a US-based nonprofit organization, and it needs to be a nonprofit organization that has 501c3 status from the IRS. If you are not yet applied for this program or you're in application process, that does not count. You'll have to wait until you get fully approved as a 501c3 before you can proceed. Next, you need to have on your website some place that states your organization's description and mission clearly. It's part of the application to include the URL where that's published. Next, you'll have to agree with Google's non-discrimination clause in terms of your practices for your organization. We'll go over it together and make sure that you are in compliance with this portion. And lastly, you cannot have a website that's under construction. You need a website that has substantial content and publication so that the public understands who you are once you bring the traffic back to your site. So, how does this program work? Well, first of all, the key part is there's no cost. There's no program fee, there's no registration fee, there is no ongoing program or maintenance fee from Google. Second, the ad impressions are free. You can show 10 ads, 1,000 ads, 100,000 ads. If nobody clicks on them, you're not charged anything out of your grant budget. You are only charged from your grant budget when your ads are clicked. That's right, it is a pay-per-click basis program. You can use your ad grant budget as you wish, and only when your ad is working and bringing traffic to your site is your actual budget used and utilized. So how does BigClick Syndicate help our partners as they go through this program? Well, that's a big question because Google itself says that the typical nonprofit should budget anywhere between 6 and 10 hours to go through just the application process alone. And then there's a whole monthly routine of maintaining, monitoring, optimizing your campaigns on a monthly basis. So the first step is to get into the nonprofit program, and we will help you set up your nonprofit account with Google. That's not a problem. And second, we will use our expertise to set up the test AdWords campaigns for the application. Google requires you to demonstrate that you understand the technicalities of the AdWords program, but also the technicalities of the nonprofit grant program as well. There's basically a bunch of restrictions that you need to follow, and in order for them to understand that you can follow, you need to demonstrate it by setting up a test AdWords campaign, a dummy campaign, following all of those rules so that they can check it out and make sure you understand all of the details. Next, we can actually submit your application to Google and monitor the application process. Usually, it is up to a 30-day waiting period while Google goes through all of the details of your application to make sure you're in compliance, eligible, and grant your actual grant. If there's any questions, we will respond to all Google inquiries and requests. And then after approval, we will start the process to research keyword lists and the specific niches that you are going to target. We'll set up starter ad campaigns, keyword lists, and manage all of the campaign work for you. And then on an ongoing basis, there's an optional engagement piece where we can monitor and improve your campaign month by month. At the end of the day, we are here to help save you headaches and hours of time and effort while you benefit from tens of thousands of dollars of ad budget for your organization. You might ask, how did we help other organizations like yours? Well, let me give you some examples. First, there's a nonprofit organization that we helped that needed to promote events in various cities across the country. So we helped architect specific AdWord campaigns that allowed them to reach audiences around specific targeted cities. We utilized geo-targeting to reach audiences within a specific mile range around certain metro areas. This provided efficiency for them so that they were not advertising to the entire world, but yet focused on very city-specific campaigns. Second, because they were in various cities on a tour, they needed the ability to have instant traffic generation for the period of about 2 to 3 months leading up to the local event. Well, Google AdWords allowed us to use the controls in the system to basically turn on instant traffic generation for each of the cities as they needed them. And lastly, while managing and optimizing each of the campaigns for each city event, we have been working with the organization to provide 11th hour promotions and customized messaging for each city. Let's go through another case. This organization was a very entrepreneurial nonprofit organization. They're very capable and wanted to try things on their own. So they did. The problem is they didn't have an actual AdWords specialist on their staff. And the 6 to 10 hours turned into dozens and dozens. In fact, they were rejected 5 times by Google across 18 months. The problem with the process is that each application cycle can take up to 30 days before you hear about the approval or denial of your application from Google. And they do not give you the reasons why you are rejected. You are able to reapply to the program, but you do so in the dark. So this is when they met us for our help. Luckily, our team has extensive experience with AdWords and the nonprofit program, and so we were able to get them approved within the next 21 days. It really comes down to a lot of technical details sometimes, and we were fortunate to help this nonprofit out, after which now they've been going at full steam ahead with over $10,000 a month of advertising each and every month, each and every year, bringing thousands of people back to their website to learn about their mission, to learn about their impact, and to partner with them, both in volunteering and donating to their cause. Are you ready to get started? Are you ready to get up to $120,000 in free advertising every year? Are you ready to reach your audience at the exact time that they're thinking of you or topics that make you the most relevant at that moment? Are you ready to increase your web traffic to literally thousands of visitors a month? Well, this might be the time for you to book a consultation with us today. Don't worry, it's a 100% money-back guarantee, and we use this time together to make sure there's a fit and that you're qualified for the program. So I encourage you, book a consultation with us, especially if you are a US-based nonprofit with a 501c3 status. I look forward to talking to you soon. I'm Kenny Jang with Big Click Syndicate.